Most people treat blood work like a checklist. The doctor orders it, you get poked, and then you wait. But here's the part no one tells you. What you do before the blood draw can completely change those results. One single mistake, like not fasting properly, skipping a meal, or working out before you get your blood drawn, can lead to the wrong diagnosis or a treatment plan that was never intended for your body. I'm Dr. Naira, and today I'm going to walk you through the 10 most common mistakes that I see patients make before they get their blood drawn, and what to do instead to make sure your blood work results are accurate. Mistake 1, not fasting properly. This is probably the most common mistake I see patients make literally all the time. Many people say they've fasted before their blood work, they haven't had anything to eat or drink for about 8 hours. But in reality, they drank coffee right before they went to get their blood work, or they had a mint, gum, tea, or even lemon water. And while none of those things individually may seem that bad, here's the truth. Anything with flavor, even without calories, can stimulate insulin and adrenaline. These beverages can skew fasting glucose results, insulin, and even triglyceride levels, and all three of these are critical for understanding your metabolic health. The solution: only drink plain water during the fasting window, which is usually about 6 to 8 hours before you get your blood drawn. I'm going to repeat this point because it's so important. If you are getting blood work and your doctor asks you to fast, do not have anything to eat or drink except plain water 6 to 8 hours before you get the blood work done. Mistake 2, skipping essential medications. If you leave out your thyroid pill, antidepressants, or your seizure medications, your labs can definitely be skewed. Some medications are meant to be taken every single day, even on the day of your lab work. Missing them can cause unnecessary spikes or drops in blood work, and they can delay diagnosis and treatment if the blood work results are altered. An example, missing your daily dose of levothyroxine can falsely lower your TSH value and give the impression that your dose is off or your thyroid is out of whack again. The solution: ask your doctor before you get the blood work. Which of these medications should I take the morning of, and which ones are okay to hold? And if you're ever unsure, bring the list of your medications to the place where you're getting the blood drawn. 9 times out of 10, the phlebotomist can have a general idea of which medications you should take that morning and which ones you shouldn't. Mistake 3, getting blood work. When you're sick or inflamed, you may think that a mild cold, a flare-up of your allergies, or even a poor night's sleep shouldn't really affect results much. But the truth is, these things can make your body out of whack, especially your immune system. Any one of these situations can temporarily raise your white blood cell count, ferritin levels, SED rate, and CRP, which are inflammatory markers, and even your blood sugar and cortisol levels. I've seen patients mistakenly worked up for autoimmune diseases when they just had a cold the same day they got their blood work done. The solution: if you're not feeling like yourself, a bit run down or a bit under the weather, reschedule your appointment for 5 to 7 days in the future. That way you can get the most accurate results possible. Mistake 4, taking supplements that interfere with results. A lot of people think it's just a vitamin, this can't really hurt me, right? But the truth is, some of the most common supplements can seriously alter your blood work results. The biggest culprit is biotin, which is commonly taken to improve hair, skin, and nails. It can significantly throw off your thyroid markers like TSH, free T4, and free T3, as well as cardiac markers like troponin. But it's not just biotin that can skew results. Ashwagandha or rhodiola can alter cortisol patterns, too much vitamin D can alter your calcium levels, too much zinc or copper can compete with each other and falsely alter your iron profile. This can honestly lead clinicians down the wrong path, working you up for diseases you probably don't have. The solution: stop all of your supplements 2 to 3 days in advance before you get the blood work done. If you're not sure which supplements to stop, definitely have that conversation with your doctor. If you're on high doses of biotin, more than 5,000 micrograms per day, you'll want to stop that supplement at least 72 hours before you get your labs done. Mistake 5, not being hydrated enough. This one typically flies under the radar and doesn't get as much attention as it deserves. If you don't drink enough water, it not only makes the blood draw harder, but it can concentrate the blood and skew your electrolyte panel. It's especially important for things like BUN, creatinine, and hemoglobin. The solution: drink plenty of water the day before you get the blood work done. But also, the morning of, drink about 16 ounces of water 20 to 30 minutes before you get the blood work drawn. That way, the stick is easier, and your results are typically going to be more accurate than they otherwise would be. Mistake 6, not telling your doctor about online prescriptions. This is one I laugh at quite often because it can be kind of hilarious when you get the results back. If you're using testosterone, compounded thyroid, peptides, or even injectable weight loss medications like semaglutide, these can significantly change things. But the funny part is, the doctor doesn't know you're taking these medications. And when they get results that seem way abnormal, it can cause a little confusion. Here's an example I've personally seen more than once. I order blood work for certain individuals, and their hemoglobin or red blood cell count comes back through the roof. When I see it, I start to panic a little. Do they have some sort of red blood cell cancer? But the truth is, they're just taking testosterone from somewhere online, and doing so can raise the red blood cell count. That raised count can be concerning, but a simple conversation leads us to the solution. The solution? Disclose all your medications and supplements to your physician, even if you don't think they're highly relevant. It can save you and your doctor from a headache. Mistake 7. Exercising the morning of. I tend to see this in my more health-conscious or active patients. Exercising may temporarily increase creatinine and creatine kinase, which may look like muscle damage or kidney disease. It can also elevate liver enzymes, glucose, and cortisol, which could mimic diabetes. The solution: avoid vigorous exercise before you get your blood drawn. Light walking in the morning, if that's something you enjoy doing, will be totally fine, but definitely don't do that HIIT workout. Save it for after the blood work's done. Mistake 8. Eating heavy, fatty meals the night before. Even if you fast for that 6 to 8 hour period, eating a meal that's high in fat for dinner the night before can spike cholesterol and your triglyceride levels, which can significantly alter lipid profile readings. This is especially important for individuals who have elevated cardiovascular risk, metabolic syndrome, or PCOS. The solution: the night before, eat a meal or dinner that's a little more bland. It may be higher in protein with a decent amount of carbs, but try to avoid high-fat meals. Mistake 9. Getting blood work too soon. After a medication change, I see this in my patients who are very proactive about their health, which is a good thing. But if you just started new thyroid medicine or just started a statin and you want to see how your cholesterol or your thyroid panel changes, you really have to wait. If you test too soon, your body may not have had time to adjust to the medication. This could give the impression that the medication isn't doing as much as it's supposed to, when in reality, it's working quite well. The solution: ask your doctor, how long should I wait before checking these labs? For most things, it's about 6 to 8 weeks, maybe a little longer, but definitely have that conversation. About 6 to 8 weeks before you see those results make any difference. Mistake 10. Getting blood work done too close to your appointment. While I applaud you for actually getting the blood work done, because not everybody does that, if you get it done too soon before your appointment, your doctor doesn't have time to look at those results. And if we don't have the actual data, we can't help you the best way we otherwise could. The solution: schedule your blood work at least 5 to 7 days before your next doctor appointment. This way, if a certain blood test takes 2 to 3 days to get back, your doctor will have all of those results before you go in. They'll not only have time to review them, but also discuss them with you that day. Here's a rapid-fire summary of the 10 most common mistakes. Drink water only. That's the only way you're truly fasting. Take only essential medications. Ask your doctor which ones. Postpone your labs if you're sick or run down. Stop supplements that interfere, especially biotin. Stay hydrated. Disclose all online prescriptions or wellness medications. No intense exercise the morning of. Keep dinner light the night before. Wait 6 to 8 weeks after a medication change. Schedule your labs at least 5 to 7 days before your visit. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments which of these mistakes you've made before. You're not alone. I see these all the time, and now you know how to avoid them. Getting accurate blood work isn't just about the test itself, it's about the preparation. And now you have the knowledge to make sure your results truly reflect what's happening in your body. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.